In your whole life, you have probably made about 3 financial decisions that actually mattered. 3. Everything else, and I mean almost everything else, did not really move the needle at all. Now, I know how that sounds, because if you are anything like most people watching this, you have got a running list somewhere in your head. The money you wasted in your 20s, the car you should not have bought, the investment you did not make, the years you did not save, the job you should have left sooner, and that list feels like evidence that you are just not good with money. I want to show you why that list is almost entirely meaningless, and I am going to do it with a story about a man who bought art. His name was Heinz Berggruen. He fled Germany as a young man in the 1930s, ended up with almost nothing, and eventually started buying art. Not carefully, not with some genius eye that everyone talks about afterwards. He just bought a lot of it, thousands of pieces, over decades. And here is the thing that nobody mentions when they tell his story. Most of what he bought was mediocre, genuinely, plainly, unremarkable. Art that went nowhere. Art that a serious collector would look at and quietly wince. If you had followed Heinz Berggruen around for 30 years, watching him buy, you would have concluded he had no idea what he was doing. And then, near the end of his life, he sold his collection. Picassos, Klees, Braques, Matisse. He sold them to the German government for a fraction of what they were worth, as a kind of gift, and it was still one of the great art fortunes of the century. Did he suddenly get good at the end? No. What happened is that out of thousands of pieces, a small handful turned out to be extraordinary. And those few were worth more than all the mediocre ones combined, many times over. The bad buys did not cancel out the good ones. They just sat there, quietly, not mattering. Morgan Housel writes about this in The Psychology of Money. He calls it tails. The idea is simple. In almost anything that compounds, a tiny number of events produce almost all of the outcome. Most of what you do does not matter much. A very small amount of what you do matters enormously, and you usually cannot tell which is which at the time. Now think about your own financial life, not the regrets, the actual decisions. Maybe it was choosing to stay in a job long enough to get a pension. Maybe it was buying a home when you did, in the place you did. Maybe it was starting to put money away at 33 instead of 43. Maybe it was leaving a marriage. Maybe it was not leaving one. Maybe it was one investment you almost did not make. Somewhere in there are 2 or 3 decisions that are doing almost all of the work. And here is the part that I really want you to hear. All the things you replay at 2 in the morning, the takeaways, the holidays you could not really afford, the shoes, the years you were not being sensible, those are almost certainly not your 3. Those are the mediocre paintings. They are just sitting there, quietly not mattering. I actually want to know this one. What is one financial decision you made that you think turned out to be one of your 3? Not a regret. A decision that quietly did more work than you realized at the time. Tell me in the comments. I read them all. So what do you actually do with this? 2 things to stop doing and 1 thing to start. The first one is this. Stop treating your financial past as a verdict on your character. Most of it was noise. You were not failing for 20 years. You were doing what everyone does, which is making a lot of decisions that turn out not to matter, and a very small number that do. The guilt you have been carrying is mostly filed against the wrong things. The second one. If only a few decisions matter, then the whole game is about staying in a position where you can still make them. Berggruen's real skill was not picking the Picasso. It was still being in the room, still buying, decades in. Here is a number that makes this concrete. Research on long-term investors found that missing just the 10 best trading days in a 30-year period can cut your total return roughly in half. 10 days. Out of 30 years, nobody rings a bell on those days. They look completely ordinary while they are happening. The only strategy that catches them is being there for all the ordinary ones too, which for you means the boring thing. Keep something invested. Keep contributing. Keep the account open, not because this month matters, because you need to still be there on the month that does. Think about whether you have ever pulled money out during a stretch that felt uncertain. Most people have. It feels responsible in the moment. It is usually the moment right before one of the 10 days. And the third one, and this is the one for anyone over 40, you have not run out of tails. People assume the big decisions all happen young. They do not. Some of the most consequential financial decisions in a person's life happen in their 40s and 50s. What you do with a pension, whether you finally take your own finances seriously, whether you invest in the thing you have been circling for years, whether you stop deferring to someone else about money. Those are tales, and they are in front of you, not behind you. You did not make 1,000 mistakes. You made a lot of ordinary decisions, the way every single person does, and a small number of them are quietly holding up your whole financial life. You are not behind. You have just been counting the wrong things. If this made you feel even slightly lighter, send it to someone who has been carrying a list of their own. Subscribe if you are tired of knowing what to do and still not doing it. The Psychology of Money by Housel is worth reading properly, and the link is below if you want it. And if you want to understand why the beliefs about money that you formed before you were 15 are still making your decisions today, that video is right here. I will see you there.